Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. We getting level 3 in the Shakas, what we know them as the spiritual, spiritual energy centers or energy conscious centers. Okay? We know them as the Shakas. I'm breaking it down for you so you can understand what they really are. So let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. My job is to get here and give you the information you need to do just that. Yours is to tune in receiver. You're doing your job, I'm doing mine. Let's do it. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, it's okay. Tune in. I will help you with that. That's what I do for you. Get you to know you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers. Know that self. And to Maya, be true. We're on number 3. Now, if this is Masonic order, this would be the master of self lesson. Hence, Master Mason. So it's 3rd degree in the conscious center, just getting you there. It's just halfway. All right, let's go. Ain't he halfway? You still on the downside. Okay, let's get to the lesson. All right, here we go. The 3rd energy consciousness center is called the solar Ra number 3. The location the solar plex is the solar plex. Remember, they're going up the body from the tailbone, from the spine, up to the genitals. Now you're in the solar plex, coming right around here. Okay, right up over around the navel area. Okay, that's where it's located. And the symbol of this center consists of a downward pointing triangle. Okay, they call it the yoni, or a downward pointing triangle. Okay, of the womb. Remember, it's not like the female womb, so it's the womb of creation, and symbolizing what? Energy that is moving where? Downward towards the earth, towards earthly behavior patterns, your emotions, and your animal passions and desires. At this level, you're still on a beastly nature. Okay, you still having some issues with your lower nature. Okay, and this sign here, the element of this center sign is fire. Okay, it's the fire element. And the attributes of this element are what? You're hot-headed, you're quick to anger, and you're achievement and ambitious. Okay, those are good qualities in the right context, but out of the wrong context, that could be a whole lot of bad things going on there. Okay, that's what they want you to be aware of. Most people at this level go through this and never get past that one. This is the level that they think they reach something. Why? Let me break it down for you. Now, in this center, the predominant psychic, meaning the mind concept, the activity is, listen, you have the vital fire, which sustains the physical body, is located here in the solar plex. Okay, but everything is going down. Okay, it's going down, lower nature. And watch this. The energy center gives you what? A sense. This energy center gives you what? A sense of what? Power and will. That's the fire. Okay. Also, this is the center of emotional energy. This is where the ego steps out in the forefront. Okay, watch. And your desires at this level include, watch this, longevity, fame, popular name, power over others, wealth, authority, immortality as what? As an individual personality. You want to live forever in everybody's mind. So you want to be famous. So you want to be well known. So everybody remember you. It's all ego. This is the ego level. This is the level of egoistic personality that a lot of us are stuck on. Watch this. Everybody knows somebody at this level. And if you don't, I tell you, it's probably you. So moving on. But now let's talk about the psychic possibilities and your dysfunctions. Always got to have two sides. You can't look at one side and say, well, that's it. No. Got to balance out with something else. So this is the part about you may not like about yourself. And these are things that when you find out about something about you, take it personal and change it. That's all. Don't get mad. What? Nope. Change it. If it's you, change it. Watch this. Your inability at this level is to control your emotions. Ding, 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 right there. You get defensive. You're not going to adhere to nothing. Why? Because it's all about you. That's the ego self. It don't have God. It don't have no. Remember, we ain't got the God yet. Notice that? Ain't no mention of God. This is all self. Okay? Watch. And the third level is the ego on top, feeling itself. And you have desires to what? Control the environment in an attempt to what? Provide for one's own security. Always looking out for number one. Why? Looking out for number one keep you from ending up in number two. So I get the philosophy, but moving on. But when you got lack, watch this. At this level, these are the dysfunctional characteristics of you as a person. At this level, your lack of consideration of others while attempting to what? Fulfill your own goals and desires. Sound familiar? We all know somebody who will step on anybody and cut anybody's throat to get where they want to go. AKA the rat race. Yeah, they accept that. This comment. We. Even in competition, I've always had respect for my opponent. Simple as that. So, moving on. But you have an imbalance or obstruction. When there is an imbalance and obstruction at this energy level, the center, watch this. It manifests as what? Feelings of inadequacy. Okay, I don't fit in, I don't belong, and powerlessness. I can't do nothing, right? I ain't good to nobody. These things that put you in a depressed state of mind. And what happens when we get depressed? Thoughts of what? Ending it all, taking my life. That's crazy. But one feels, watch this, at this level, one feels incapable of expressing their willpower and their innermost self. So they think this is the only way out. Moving on, this is just another dysfunctional concept at that level. We only had third level. Moving on. The way to awaken, here you go. Now, the energy at this center is what? Remember, meditation. You concentrate on it while mentally or vocally chanting the sound of this center. The sound of this center is again Om. With the O pronounced as the word of WRIGHT. So it's the beginning meditators. From the first level, you should start putting meditation in your daily routine, in your life. Watch this. Because the beginners, meditation at this center, this level, meditation, you should meditate on what? The spot that says second. What the hell is second? That's your vital energy, aka prana or chi, to this center, which promotes health by what? Increased digestion and equal distribution of what? Energy throughout the body. The effect is physical and emotional balance. When you feel good, you do good. You feel bad, you won't do bad. They go together, okay? Yin and yang. It all works out. But watch this. But this is a prerequisite for what? Your higher spiritual achievement. At this level, you're just starting to learn about you. You're mastering you, as so to speak, hence Master Mesa, okay? And you're supposed to live a lifestyle that when people see it, they want to inquire. Masons, we don't solicit, we show. And the reason why the orders doing that way, y'all ain't showing. I ain't leave that alone. But you're not showing like you should. When I came in, I seen guys who I respected for how they conducted themselves. I wanted to be like that. I brought guys in who wanted to be like me. What? Do I conduct myself? It's the way you live. Moving on. Now I do right thinking. So moving on. Now, after chanting, remember after meditation you get to chant, but now you're getting prepared for the next level. But you still have some things you need to do at this level. Chanting on, sitting quietly, observing the proper breathing techniques, and then begin to relax the mind and the body. You go into the transcendental state, the meditative state of mind, meaning you have to let everything else go. The job, the relationship, whatever. Let all of that go and let God break down and explain some things to you for only your ears only. Remember, God only talks to those who get to him. You can't get to him by BSing. You can't get to him by no. You got to get to him by honesty. So moving on. And gently, when you get this level of meditative state, gently search for those what? The feeling within one's actions, thoughts again, same thing, and see yourself as what? Equal to others and equal to nature. Excuse me. And serving others as you would serve yourself, feeling peaceful in the wisdom of your right thinking philosophy, yoga, and that what's this, that all needs are taken care of in a most mysterious but unfailing way. I know when I need something, it's going to happen for me. Some of us hope and pray that. I don't do that. I know. See, some things you can. I don't gamble. No. I don't do chance. I don't gamble. I take the short thing. Moving on. And visualize what? These conflicts and the issues resolving and what? They're being burnt up by what? The fire that they themselves produce. Everything's within you. And watch this. You visualize them becoming what? Thinner and thinner until what? They become diffused and the next element becomes air. It just picks. Wrapping it up for here. We about to close this out. In Egyptian symbolism, you see Amet. I keep showing him. That's a female. Okay. Her job is that heart and the scale weighs more than the feather. It's feeding time for him. And that's goodbye time for you. Egyptian symbolism of Amet. Monster who is what? The devourer of souls. And everybody, just like we know about heaven and hell, the opposed to devil and hell, the fire, the brimstone, we knew that Amet was at the scales of Maya. The last thing you wanted to do was be eaten by Amet. So that was their goal, to avoid that. Just like we try to avoid going to hell. Get him, Gino, you're going to hell. But the idea, we didn't have heaven and hell. But just the concept, Amet, get to eat you. That's worse than hell. And watch this. He bites the string, you see, of the energy centers, which symbolizes the subtle spine of the initiate between what? The third and the fourth energy center. Why? In doing this, Amet is showing the separation of those who what? Are worldly minded and over whom he has power. That is those who have what? Those who have not progressed past the third ring or the first 3/4. Okay? And those who have raised their consciousness beyond the first 3/4, you're in the ball game now. Now you're in the ball game. I'll explain that to you in a minute. But if you stuck on the third level, if your ego is running you, that means you have not mastered nothing. The ego is still in control. That's what they're telling you. And when the aspirant, you go beyond these 3/4, now he or she begins to what? Experience expansion beyond the physical being and beyond who? The ego self. At the third level, you just become an ego master. You mastered your ego to just know who you are and know the things you want to do. Okay, so at that level, you won't make the cut. So for the first 3/4, you're under the domain of who? Set. Your ego self. I love that. The deity who what? Who worldliness, impulsiveness, behavior, and the basic instincts like the animals of the field, those above are what? Presided over by Haru, the higher self. Remember, the lower self is set. We're about to break the middle. We're about to hit middle ground. But they're telling you they're two different places. First 3, set. From 4 to 7, Haru. I'm going to explain that to you as we go. That's my goal, to get you to understand who you really are and why and how you're going to get there. Trust me. Now, Haru, the deity of what? Divine realization, or the higher self, or we know it as what? The resurrected spirit of his father, Asar. Christians call him Jesus the Christ. Don't make a difference to me. But if you're living righteous, virtuous lifestyle, don't make a difference what you call it. You'll be Haru. Why? Because that's a spirit that rises above the ego self. Okay. Now we're going to what? The fourth energy conscious center. I will try to get one at a time. I might could squeeze another one in. Hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna get it in while I don't want to spread out too long. So let's get into the fourth level now. Now, Master Masons. Oh, I'm a Master Mason. I got a ring. I got emerald in my car. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You don't know Jack. You're still a victim of set, your ego self. So, and know what it makes sense to me now. A lot of Master Masons are not good men. They cheaters. They don't think nobody know. That's the ego self. The ego self will allow you to think it's okay. That's why you gotta raise. Now we get into my area. This is my domain. Let's go. The fourth energy center conscious, the soul of Ra, number 4. Now, the location of this one, the location is the heart chakra. Ding, 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 ding. Watch. This center does what? Opens up the possibilities of the virgin birth. The virgin birth is you going from ignorance to enlightened. It ain't a physical birth, it's a spiritual birth, which signifies what? The birth of spiritual consciousness. I know this. I live this. This is what I do. Y'all want Kundalini? I got Kundalini for you, but we call it serpent power. I've been teaching this. This is a part of how you learn thyself. So I gave this lesson also years ago. I'm bringing it back because some of y'all might not have caught it. So I'm here giving it to you now. But watch this. Again, the fourth level, virgin birth is a spiritual birth, aka spiritual awakening. As opposed to what? The lower animal consciousness of the ego self, where you're trying to get out of. Why? That's the continuation. You ain't never going to get out of that cycle until you raise your conscious level, get the heart chakra opened up. How you do that? Now, at this level, your spiritual essence becomes revealed in what? A caring and expressing love for others. I told you I could care less about animals. I wasn't a pet lover. A few years ago, cat came in my backyard. Long story short, had a cat 3 or 4 years, raised him, trained him, had him under my command. We good thing going. So that's when I opened up my fourth level. Until then, I was still stuck on stupid too. Egoistic thinkers. Yeah, I was not that good, but I was practicing. I was learning. I learned that lesson. I would tell you how I learned it from taking on the pet. Now I got 2 cats. Moving on, but yeah, when your heart is open to other people, you've expanded your consciousness. It ain't all about you. That's why. That's the lesson that we learn here at the fourth level. Let's go. Now you got Kheper, Kheper, or Anata chakra. That's what they call the fourth chakra. It's related to what? The gland in the body known as the thalamus. That's in your head. And watch this. Being very large as babies, as we grow, the thalamus shrinks as we mature. Now, the thalamus is intricately related to what? Your immune system. If your heart is pure and good, your thalamus is good, and what? Your immune system works at peak performance. It keeps you from getting sick, and every chakra has something that protects the body and the gland. I mean, just getting to this one at the 4. This one started using the mind. Okay, here you go. But it increases the immune system and what? Produces constant antibodies, what? To ward off infections. So we know a heartfelt person should be healthy. Okay, a healthy heart, good person, same thing. Now the symbol of this center consists of a 6-pointed star, which ain't nothing but 2 triangles, one up and one down, male and female. Okay, and again, interaction of 2 opposites working together. That's harmony. And you got one composed of what? The upward and the other one downward triangles. Okay, and this is the center where what? Where the upward flowing energy starts to go. Remember, everything was going down. Now it's starting to rise. Watch this. The upward flowing energy of what? Spiritual realization, self-realization. Just gave you the lesson about that one and what it is. And the downward flowing energy of creation can now be balanced according to the will of the individual. I keep telling you, this is my favorite concept. Balance. You got to understand there's two sides. Once you know both sides, you can make a better decision. If you only know one thing, your decision is based on just what you know. There's something you missed. And that's the consequence that you're going to suffer from an ignorant action. Why? You didn't know the consequence behind it. Why? You didn't know the whole thing. That's why. Moving on. This is all common sense in life. You got to be brain surgeon to learn and be a better you. Pay attention, be observant, and know right from wrong. Simple. It ain't that hard. If you want to do it, excuse me. Now, the element of this sentence is air. Okay? The attributes of this element are, you ready? At the fourth level, restless, sex activity, movement, task oriented. You always into something. You want to do something. You always into things. And part of that is sex is okay. Again, in the right context, sex is fine. It's when it gets to be really, the object of your affection and the main, that's not good. That's all. It's just something you do. Moving on. Where we at? Now, we get to the predominant psychic activity and the desires that it includes. At this level, the fourth level, love, sharing, selfless service, devotion, and compassion. I've exhibited all those when I changed over. I became soft. I was like, what the hell wrong with you, dog? Okay, it wasn't in my nature. But that's what happens. Trust me. This is things that's going on inside you. That's what's going to happen. Trust me. The surface is going up. As you get better, they go up. And what they say really happened. I'm going to take you through it. Hope you understand. All right, here we go. Now, your psychic dysfunctions. Even at the fourth level, you're going to have some mental dysfunctions. Remember, you're still learning yourself, so you're going to still have some residue, some ignorance from your ego. Watch this, the ego self. And you have the inability to love selflessly. You pick and choose who you decide to love. Okay, but these are your misfunctions. These are things you're not good at. And when you find out about these things, you work on them. If you think potentially you work on it to change them. That's called self-improvement. They're saying these are dysfunctions that you can improve. And it says the first was the inability to love selflessly, absence of sharing, greedy. Always got to, keep yourself for yourself. Selflessness, absence of devotion and compassion. You have heart troubles. Why? Because you love sickness. You probably pining for something that you can't have. A lot of times, we just want somebody that can't have them, so we just are brokenhearted. Those are things that at the fourth level are dysfunctions of your attitude. Be careful of them, beware of them, and improve them. Simple. We give you the heads up. They get the blueprint. I followed this. When I was learning this, I started living it. I started practicing it, and I know it worked. The fourth to the seventh energy consciousness. Watch this. Centers, aka Shakas, represent, watch this, the evolution of a spiritual life. You're raising your spiritual consciousness, the divine nature, which is latent where in everyone. We all have the ability, the power to know thyself. The lower energy centers, from 3 to 1, 1 to 3, what they represent, the lower nature. Your animal nature, your beastly nature. That was the first monument to Sphinx. Over 10,000 years ago, they told you we got to rise above our beastly nature and become conscious as men and worship and know God. Put him in reverence, show worship, and live a good life. The Egyptians did it for thousands of years. It's not just an idea. Well, that never happened. It did already. We're so far from it that we can't even envision that. But let me get back to the lesson. Sorry about that. All right, I got a little ways to go. Let me wrap this thing up. Now, at the fourth level, this is where everything starts to change. Okay? Why? The lower energy centers represent the lower nature, the animal, beastly nature, seeks what? Survival and supremacy. Feast or famine. Ain't no in between. No balance. And supremacy over what? Over others, and gratification of the senses, meaning the physical body. You want to have pleasure. You want to run everything. You really ego tripping. Okay. You're spiritually ego tripping when you're at that. That's a dysfunction of your character at that level. Watch this. So now you got the movement of the serpent power. Told you there's two of them. Okay. Now these are not set. It ain't one serpent. It's two. Positive and negative, mortal and immortal, but they break it down for you. So watch this. The movement of the serpent power from what? The lower to the higher consciousness centers represent the second birth. The birth of what? Your spiritual life. Now you're becoming conscious, compassion for others. Now you're opening up. And if you're doing that, things will happen. Watch this. It is not surprising what then that when you're stressed, you worried about stuff, your immune system what weakens and what you become ill. My health has been good for the last 10 years, following this philosophy. I don't do a whole bunch. It's not special. I just do what they tell you to do, and it works. If you evaluate, again, I always do that. If you evaluate yourself when you become ill, what happened? You will find that you usually are what? Involved with self-defeating and self-destructive, meaning egoistic attitudes, and what happens? Behaviors. You're either overworking, you're either frustrated, you're either having drug use, alcohol use, you're in a bad relationship, and are not in a situation to what? Freely give love to your very own self. You caught up with a whole bunch of other stuff, and you lost in the sauce. That's what they try to explain to you. And these are the things that's misfunctions for the individual at this level, thinking they got it going on. But watch this. Much less to any other human. You can't find time to love yourself. You can't find time to love nobody else. But watch this. If you're not cautious at this level, you will become trapped in this negative way of existence. People get caught up in the wild depression state of mind and go through life every day. Watch what? Will become what? A vicious life cycle. This is real. How do you break this cycle? Ding, 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 ding. Now you're my neighbor. Come on, I got you. Now I'm here to do just this, help you with that. By performing, first of all, selfless service. I do it every morning, every day for you. That's what I do for you. Offer selfless service to who? Others. That's what I do. A very difficult task. Why? When you feel as though you are the one who needs to be served. The ego self. Fantasize me. Yeah, it's all about me. I'm the CEO. I'm the yeah, that's all ego. Fantasize. See, that part about you, nobody likes that part. Nobody likes that part about you. So, however, watch this. You must remember the divine rule, cosmic law, is what? To give is to receive. In order for you to get something back, you got to give something out. Most people just want to get something back. That's larcenous. You want something for nothing. That's stealing. I'm not a thief. I'm like James. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door. I get it myself. 100% compliance. I'm about to wrap it up. Now you see here again. Yes, I'm at the third ring. But you see, if you get to the fourth level, what happened? You're above him. Okay? That means you're in the game. You're in the spiritual game now. The physical game, you lose. That's the ego word. That's the human part of you. Your spiritual part is raised above that. So now you are the wood, so to speak, but you ain't really out yet. So don't get, oh, I made it. No, calm down with that. You make it to the astral plane. Watch this. Now, going to the fourth level, you got the heart center. What happened? It holds special importance in ancient Egyptian and also Hindu, Christian, and Buddhist symbolism and mythology. Watch this. Why? The heart is seen as what? The seat of the mind and of emotions of who? God. And compassion as well as the seat of what? The soul. It is viewed as a powerful center for what? Spiritual development. That's my word. That lesson coming up. I've seen this a lot now. When it is awakened and developed, the pictures of Jesus, you always see Jesus, the big heart, the big red heart, okay? He's God conscious. Watch this. The picture of Jesus on the cross are powerful what evocated message images which in what invoke feelings of what compassion. Your heart just breaks, followed by love of who? The divine what personality of the Christ, not the man Jesus. All right, here you go. By the love of divine personality, Jesus. They say Jesus, I say the Christ, because that's the personality of Christ. Jesus was the man, so I get it. But watch this. Now, in later iconograph up to modern times, pictures which depict Jesus as a white man, okay, stringy hair, in what? In a heavenly locale pointing to what? His flaming heart have emerged. These are what equal to the pictures, watch this, of Buddha, who show his heart what overflowing with the fire, with life force energy to what? To the world. In the Buddhism, the diamond heart, is purity and undescribable of one's consciousness, since what? One has experiences one's true nature. When you connect with your higher self, that's the name of the game. While here on earth in human form. It happens eternally. Watch this. And it is who? The man whom cannot be cut or disturbed by anything. When you reach supreme peace, Hotep, your peace cannot be disturbed. That's the level that they try to get you to. And watch this. The animal symbol for this center is the antelope or the gazelle. That means you're ready. You're good. And the way to awaken your energy center here, taking it home now, is to what? Concentrate on it. Again, mentally or vocally, chanting the sound of the center. This center sound is also Om. The beginner's meditation of this center is wrapped it up with that. After chanting, that grandly present yourself when you heard, okay, here you go. See these as expressions of your past ignorance. And what? Know that the divine self has already, what? Forgiven you. So I have to worry about that no more. That's behind me. Visualize situations in which what? You were loving and you received love from others. And that's when I was doing the wrong thing. I got all that then. Okay. Even though it's fake and phony, but I got it. But watch this. I got more of that then I'm getting now. I'm just saying. But watch this. When you receive love from others and you visualize yourself what? Being loved and giving love. That's fine. Visualize all your conflicts as being resolved in the wisdom of oneness with all things and all dissolving into what? The air element, again, it just dissipates. Okay? That's where your problems go. That's where your negative thoughts go. That's all the stuff that's bad that you don't want to have and act on it. Just let it go. That's the lesson. And in closing, right thinkers, may you only to be 100, be 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. I'll be back.